Hi everyone, welcome back to my number sense series. In this video, we're going to talk about multiplying numbers in the form 10ab times 10cd. Now, in case you don't know what that means, that basically means numbers in the form 10 something something times 10 something something, just like this. Now, if you haven't watched my previous video on multiplying in the numbers in the form 10 something times 10 something, please go watch that one first, as this is essentially the same video but with bigger numbers, so it will be much better if you can understand the concept and get some foundation first from that video. So, 1002 times 1003. If you watch that video, you'll know that we always start these problems by using FOIL. We FOIL this as 1000 plus 2 times 1000 plus 3. And now when we FOIL this, we get 1000 times 1000 plus 2 times 1000 plus 3 times 1000 plus 6. Now how many thousands do we have? We have 1000 plus 2 plus 3. So we have 1005 times 1000 plus 6, which is 1005006. And now I just want to draw a parallel between the example we used in that previous video of 102 times 103. Because 102 times 103, as we said in that video, is 10506. And so you might start to notice that these two numbers look very similar. In fact, they are the same number, except that we have 2 zeros instead of 1 for each of these gaps. Now, why is that? Well, when we do this FOIL, we're doing essentially 5 times 1000 here, right? So this 5 is going to be shifted 3 places to the right. And this 1 is 1000 times 1000, so it's going to be shifted in total 6 places to the right. So we have like these 3 places for the 006, and we have these 3 places for the 005. And of course, just like with 102 and 103, this 6 is 2 times 3, and this 5 is 2 plus 3. So if you know the pattern that we did in the previous video, this is going to be very easy for you. Now for our next example, 1005 times 1008. Hopefully you guys should be able to beat me to this, but if you can't, that is totally okay. We're just going to FOIL it out, just so we can see what's going on. It's 1000 plus 5 times 1000 plus 8. And this is going to be 1000 times 1000 plus 5 times 1000 plus 8 times 1000 plus 40. And so when we add all this up, we're going to get 1013040. And once again, notice that with our answer, we have kind of 3 spaces allotted for the product of 5 and 8, and we have 3 spaces allotted for the sum of 5 and 8. And so that's why instead of writing 11340 like we would with 105 times 108, we are writing 1013040. Make sure you always allot 3 spaces when you're doing 1000s. Now, try to do the next problem in your head. And in case you don't remember, 1012 squared means 1012 times 1012. So, let's actually just try to do this without writing anything out. 1012 times 1012. All right, so what are our last 3 digits going to be? They're going to be, what, 12 times 12, right? So they're going to be 144. Now, what are our next 3 digits from the right going to be? Well, it's going to be 12 plus 12, right? 12 plus 12 is 24. But remember, we have to have 3 digits for that sum. So we're going to write 024, just like how we wrote 013 and 005 over here. So we're going to write 024. And of course, our first number is just going to be 1. Because we are, of course, in the FOIL, always doing 1000 times 1000. So that is our answer. Now the next problem, it is going to be a little bit more complicated, and we are actually going to use another trick that we learned previously, the 11s trick. So feel free to take a pause and try this for yourself. Alright, so if you haven't watched the 11 tricks video, I do recommend you go watch that one right after this one, or if you have already watched it, congratulations, this will be a lot easier for you. So again, we're just going to figure out the digits from right to left, right? So on the right, what do we have? We have 11 times 42. Now using the 11s trick, we know that this is 462. No zeros required because they do actually multiply to a 3-digit number, just like right here. Now what do they add to? 11 plus 42 is 53. So we write 053. And our first digit is just 1. So So our answer is 1,053,462. And if you show your friends this, they are definitely going to think you're really cool. Now, our last example is once again going to use another trick that we have learned in a previously published video, in particular the 1001s video. And if you don't actually know that trick, you are going to be a little bit screwed for this. But if you do know it, it will be very easy. So the thing that we need to know, in case you didn't watch that video, which I recommend you do watch right after this, it is that 1001, take note, 1001 equals 7 times 11 times 13. That's what we call the prime factorization of 1001. And so we can see that 1001 is then also equal to 7 times 11 and then times 13, which is 77 times 13. And that's what we're going to use here. Because we'll notice that 13 times 77, well, that's just 1001. And so this is reduced to 1001 times 1004, and this is very easy if we know our tricks. So let's just do it. 1 and 4, what do they multiply to? They multiply to 4. So 0, 0, 4. 1 and 4, what do they add to? 5, of course. So 0, 0, 5. And our first digit will be 1. So once again, all of these tricks come from FOIL. This is just like the 100 and something trick times 100 and something. This time, just bigger. And remember, a lot of things in math are just the little things scaled up, especially this one. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.